they can make a difference in someone's life.
And it really connects the church or the congregations with people in our community who really do need a helping hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I
people.
wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for Pastor Mike and the people in my church. It wasn't that long ago that I wasn't involved in these things.
Okay, there you go.
And so I've been a senior high youth advisor for 5 years now. It seems like longer, but it's been 5 years. But you know, I did other things. I mean, other things. I youth projects from sports to Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts and stuff. But I wasn't involved in these type of projects until 4 or 5 years ago. So, and now these projects mean a lot to me personally, as well as I think they mean a lot to the kids, as well as our church.
That's great.
So, doing this show, doing the ramps, being in Baltimore last week, means something. You know, if it means something to you personally, to the kids, to the community, to the church, it means something. So, and that's the important part.
You might actually say it's putting faith into action, right?
Yes, I was.
There you go. It's perfect, doesn't it? Jeez. We have a title for it.
There you go.
What do you think about that program?
Yeah, so we're putting faith and putting action into faith, right? So it's part of the part of the whole thing. And so if somebody wanted to come to this event on May 11th, how would they go about doing that?
Okay, there's still a little time left, so they should call 724-9130. That's the Council of Churches phone number. At this point, there's probably a few seats, and if people do want to attend, please call first so that we can set you up in a table seating. So. Yeah. And
again, it's a buffet style, and they get eggs and
scrambled eggs, bacon, French toast, fruit, muffins, coffee, tea. It's a wonderful breakfast and very nice program.
Very nice program.
Very nice program.
I always leave, I have to say, I always leave feeling pumped because it's one of those deals where, you know, you go through the entire program and at the end you've heard all these amazing stories.
Great stories.
And the commitment of the people is absolutely enthralling, and then you leave and you go, what can I do now?
Right, and that's what we hope, that more people will say, I want to be involved. I want to be someone like that who can make a difference in someone's life. So we do hope that people are interested in coming to the event, but also in volunteering. So it's a heartwarming and very rewarding to be a volunteer.
Yeah, you look at me, give a speech, I guess. Which will be interesting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It should be interesting.
I'm sure my son will do better than I will.
You'll do fine.
Yeah, he's the college student.
Yeah,
so.
he's the college student.
That's all right.
Yeah, he's tried to build his resume up, so at that point, we'll finally get him on there, so it'll be a good thing for him.
Don't feel bad about making a little mistake or throwing in some humor. We love humor. So I'm sure you'll be great. Yep.
Yeah, and so let's talk a little bit about volunteering and the importance of volunteering inside of our community. Are there things that I know that we, you know, just looking at the list of volunteers and what they've been involved in, I mean, it's pretty impressive. But how important is volunteering, do you think?
Oh, I think it's tremendously important, mainly because we're trying to help people. So we're a nonprofit organization that cannot have too many staff people who can go out and do these kinds of things. We can't possibly do that. So we need to have volunteers to be the helping hands. And that's one of our little tagline is helping hands for independent living. So those helping hands, those folks who are volunteer caregivers, do all sorts of things to help these people to remain independent in their own homes. And the biggest need for the program care receivers is mobility, getting out of their house and being able to get to their doctor's appointments and getting to the grocery store and getting the groceries into the house. And we need drivers. We need volunteer drivers, people who would just spend a couple of hours of time to help someone to get to their important appointments and to get the groceries into their home. And then there's so many people who are just lonely and just live alone and don't see too many people. We need visitors, people who can be just a friendly helping hand and a companion for an hour or two a week, an hour or two a month, whatever people are available to do. Volunteers are incredibly the heart of the Faith in Action program.
And volunteers are really the heart of any nonprofit, because
Absolutely.
without them you don't have a board.
That's right.
you don't have we use volunteers from anything from answering phones to doing mailings to
warehouse work
and chow. We use volunteers going to the jail. They do all kinds of things, and like Kevin was suggesting too. I mean, you don't think about using a hammer and a saw and being able to do those kinds of things as being a volunteer work, but without Kevin and Benjamin and Kevin Benjamin and his son Kyle and all of the other. Last year we had another father-son team, right? That was
probably.
Yeah.
Why am I forgetting
I'm sure
that?
there's a lot of father-sons,
There are.
father-daughters,
father-daughters,
mother-sons, mothers-daughters, and
What
teams.
about Dr. Joe and his son and daughter?
Well, I've taken my kids to it, because not only does it teach them the importance of volunteering, but I want my kids to know how to use a drill.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I want them to be able to know how to put a screw in. And
kids learn a lot of different things.
Right.
They do.
Right.
From
People
hands-on
skills.
work to the volunteer part to see work as a team.
Right. Exactly.
Which is important these days, as well as obviously the volunteer part of it, and see what they can accomplish as a group.
Yeah, last year I was helping out on a ramp in Endicott, and we have a student. Now, well, the church that I attend is Christ the King Lutheran. Steve Johnson and Adam Johnson were working on the ramp, and we got to this point where we needed a specific bracket to go in a certain place, and we didn't have the right bracket. And so Adam, this kid's now at RIT. So Adam came up with this amazing way of putting what we had into it that worked, and it worked as well, if not better, than the original bracket would have worked.
Interesting.
And so you're teaching kids ingenuity, how to think about things and work out a problem. And he came back from that going, well, when's the next ramp? Because he's going to work on one this summer again too. So it's one of those.
That's excellent.
It's just one of those things where I feel as a father that you're teaching your kids something valuable that they can.
And it doesn't matter the skill level.
Yeah.
Because you'll find something to do, and worst cases you may actually learn something new. And something for the kids as well as the mentors. I mean, we've had adults that part of our mentors are obviously not as skilled as others, but they still can find things to do, from even as simple as moving the lumber around.
Right.
So
it's something that's
that
simple but necessary.
Yeah, and we've had people it only can work for a couple hours, and we have other people that are there for 10, 12 hours, so it doesn't really matter. And I mean, any little help that people can do, and that's
can be involved.
still an important part.
And there is the one that brings lunch, right?
That's another important one.
Yeah. And with that saying is last year the client made us lunch.
Oh,
barbecued sausages and hamburgers and stuff for us. So
Very nice.
it was great.
That's
Ours is. I think that I haven't been on one where they haven't given us pizza. So it's either we've had people from the church who've donated some things, but generally speaking, it's the client that'll then do something for lunch.
For the group. That's nice.
Yeah, and they show a lot of appreciation that way too.
Oh yes.
And I think sometimes they don't realize what they're getting.
Yes.
You think of a ramp, but then when they get done and you see what they've got,
And
they
it's
don't
actually
think
right there.
And it's right there, but also how well it looks, how well it's built, and those type of things. You think a ramp, it's going to be thrown up and it's there, but it's
there's a lot more to it.
The one you show them, Fairview Ave is a perfect example.
Right.
So there's a lot into it, but at the same point is that it works well for them, and it's safe for them compared to what they had before, or
Absolutely.
nothing before.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to come to this Lives of Commitment breakfast, we want
Right.
them to come out, get inspired, get involved.
So we
How
build
can-
more ramps.
Yeah, so we can build ramps and we
More
can
people.
get people visited and be active in people's lives.
That'd
This
be
is
great.
how they can get involved. They can
Yes.
come out to the Lives of Commitment breakfast and
See how it really works.
yeah, see how it
hear,
really works.
Hear all those wonderful stories. But anyone can call the Council of Churches at 724-9130, and we will have them signed up.
And they could also go online if they wanted to volunteer
Oh,
with
yes.
either the wheelchair ramp program or
Oh, yes.
with Faith in Action volunteers. They can go online to our website, www.broomcouncil.net.
Right.
And there they can find a volunteer form and they can register to be involved.
To be involved in any of the programs, yes. So yeah, if anyone wants to get involved for volunteering or come to the breakfast, please give us a call or go on to our website. Yeah.
No, that's important. Well, I want you both to know that it's been a pleasure having you both on today on
great.
Encounter.
Well, thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is one of my favorites because it's really close to my heart. Both the Lives of Commitment breakfast and the wheelchair ramp program
Cool.
are both things that I find myself being committed to and get me excited about being a volunteer and
That's
help
great.
me put my faith into action.
Yeah, there you go. Setting people free a little
Yeah.
bit too.
Yeah.
Helping them out, doing that little bit of extra help. So,
Yep.
And that's really important.
yeah.
So for you, our viewers, we want to thank you for watching this morning. Hope you get inspired to do some volunteering yourself and help make our community a better place, because that's what the Broome County Council of Churches really is all about. And we want you to make sure that our area, this Broome County, is a place that everyone wants to call home. Thanks for watching.